In this lesson, we're going to continue to discuss interactive. If you'd like to follow along, go under the File menu to Open. In the Sample Files folder, scroll down to 1602 Super Hyperlinks and just click Open. What are hyperlinks? They're a way of allowing a viewer to easily navigate around a document to a different page, open another document, open a certain website, or to send an email to a specified email address. Let's take a quick look around this document. I'm going to go to my Pages panel and double-click on page 2. And you can see that there's a table of contents with the names of various images and the pages that they're on. I'm going to double-click on page 3, and you can see there's a photo with the name of that image. And at the top, it says Back to Table of Contents in a text frame that has dots going around it. The dots indicate that that text frame is on a master page. Why don't we create a hyperlink that will take the viewer from each one of the pages? You can see because it's on a master page, Back to Table of Contents is on all of the pages. So if I make a hyperlink on the master page itself, it will take the viewer back to the table of contents throughout all of the pages that have that A master applied. I'm going to go to my selection tool and just select the text frame. Now, by selecting the entire text frame, the object itself becomes the hyperlink. I could also just select the text and make that into a hyperlink, but I want to give the viewer a large area to click in order to go to the hyperlink destination. I'm going to use my selection tool and apply the hyperlink to the entire frame. How do I do that? I'm going to go to my Hyperlinks panel and just click Create New Hyperlink. By default, it's creating a hyperlink that would take you to a website. We actually want to go to a page. You could also go to some other file to open it. Could go and send an email to a specified address, or to a text anchor, or some shared destination. I'm going to go to a page. The page we want to go to is page 2. That's where the table of contents is. We're going to leave the zoom setting at fixed. We could also make it fit view, fit window, fit width, fit height, and so on and so forth. We're going to leave it at fixed. That means whatever view it's at when you open the Acrobat, that's where it's going to stay when you go to this hyperlink. For appearance, this is the appearance of the actual hyperlink. I'm going to make it an invisible rectangle and highlight it with an inset. I could also outline it, I could invert it, could choose none. I'm going to leave it as inset. What that's going to do is when you click on it, it's going to look as if you're pushing a button in because there'll be a shadow. And I'm just going to click OK. And it added the hyperlink. But how do we know if it's working? Well, there are these buttons down the bottom of the panel. The one to the right says Go to Destination of Selected Hyperlink. If I click on that, it goes to the table of contents, so I know it's working. Let me click on the hyperlink, and I can click the back button to go back to the source of the selected hyperlink. And you can see it goes back to that master page text frame. So it looks like it's working. Let's create another hyperlink. I'm going to go to my Pages panel, scroll all the way down to the bottom, and double-click on page 12. I want to create a hyperlink that goes to a website. This is for the photospin.com website. I'm going to double-click with my selection tool to get an insert point with my text tool. Just select that text and copy it. That's so I don't have to remember what the website is when I'm in the dialog window. Now I'm going to go back to the Hyperlinks panel and just click New Hyperlink. The kind of hyperlink I want is URL, and I'm going to paste in the address. Once again, I want it to be an invisible rectangle inset, and I'm just going to click OK. Well, let's see if it's working. I'm going to click the forward arrow, and it can't find it. Oh, I see what I did wrong. there is no underscore in the address. Let me go back. I'm going to close my browser, and I'm going to edit this. I'm going to double click, go to URL, paste it in again, and get rid of that underscore. And now click OK. Let me fix it in my layout as well. Let's hit the forward button to see if it's actually working. And sure enough, it went right to the PhotoSpin website. Very cool. We're going to export this layout to an interactive Acrobat in an upcoming lesson. You're going to be surprised at some of the hidden interactivity that automatically happens when you export to an interactive Acrobat. It saves a whole bunch of time. We'll continue discussing interactive in the next lesson.